So, welcome yet again to Victor Day Sports, and today I have one of the most renowned Man United fans here at Victoria University, Skizzy. Skizzy, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. It's nice to meet you.
So, I'll go straight to the point.
Yeah.
Last night we saw Man United get knocked out of the Champions League by Bayern to add to their losses this season. Well, your team has so far lost around 7 games in the Premier League this season. What's your say on that for being at Old Trafford?
Yeah, if I can say, first of all, I can talk about the ownership sagas we have been having the beginning of the season. The pre-season, we had mostly injuries. The team has not been consistent because of the starting lineup. But still, even you can see the coach. The coach looks like as if the team is demotivated. You can see the captain, Bruno Fernandes. So I think it roots from the board up to the last player.
So, do you think the best solution would be sacking Erik ten Hag right now?
Sacking Erik ten Hag right now, because let me tell you, this is a United cycle. Whoever has been supporting Man United, you know it over years. We have sacked ever since Sir Alex Ferguson. We have had like 8 to 9 managers now, because we have even had interims. We have had caretakers becoming managers as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who didn't work out for the first, who worked out for the first season, then second season, things didn't work out. So it shows that Man United is something within a team whereby every person is going to come and is going to remain being that same cycle, because it's the coach who has to drive the team. But me at the time, I think Erik ten Hag might be the right man, but might not be the right man, but he needs time.
So you say he should stay for now?
So he should. I give him time because I have seen it at Arsenal. They gave Arteta time. Even the times of, if you remember Arsenal via the 17th to 18th place, whereby every person thought they were going to be knocked out. So they need to give them time. The way you're seeing Chelsea handling Pochettino, because Pochettino needs something. A new project has to come up, but a project that takes some years.
So I hear you, but does that really justify? The Old Trafford used to be known as the theatre of dreams, where every team was either scared of playing. But this season we've seen Man use the Old Trafford to Crystal Palace, which is a rather bottom side team. Brighton, Bournemouth recently, and even Man City. Follows us at Old Trafford in the Premier League before even half season. Does that go to the individual players?
That's what I've talked about. I talked about the motivation that you can see many teams maintain that home advantage. You have seen the small teams like Newcastle at St James Park. They come and they always make sure that at least you go away with saying, yeah, at last I've survived. You can see the Luton team, by the way. I can talk about the newly promoted Luton team. Chelsea by Liverpool lost 2 points there. Arsenal almost survived. They also know that. So Man United, I think theatre of dreams can still be a theatre of dreams. Just that these kids are just lacking maturity. The players, they just need the motivation. People, they should just know that their fans pay the money, and they are also paid to play.
Okay, we've seen many individual mistakes. Players like Andre Onana. Let me start with Andre Onana in goal. Do you think he's fit to be a shortstopper for Man United?
According to Andre Onana might have come in the wrong team. I give Andre Onana a team like, I think Manchester City. Andre Onana could work, but still this city is so tired that they feel they have got the tremble, so they no longer have a target. But according to what I see, Man United's DNA has always been in short stoppers, not ball playing goalkeepers. Beginning from the Peter Schmeichel, we have had also those people, Edwin van der Sar. Now we had the people of David De Gea, even the Victor Valdez. We all at one time had the person who was in Barcelona. Man has been having a DNA of short stoppers. So me at the time, I think that De Gea would remain, and you could proceed with the move of Andre Onana. De Gea would try to teach Onana how things are done here at United, because I think Onana is a good player and is devoted. He wants to make things happen, but just needed an experienced seniority. Right now is with the Turkish man, starting on the Turkish man called Tayba, but you can see that this man, anytime he goes for AFCON, I have a feeling it might result into the Leno and Ramsdale saga, whereby Leno started messing up, then Ramsdale got the number. So that's it. But I think Ten Hag has to be patient with Onana, and maybe he has to make sure he balances. Onana needs to rest. I think Onana is good because right now, if you have to compare, it's only Alisson, I think, who has the most clean sheet compared to Onana. We have seen it, Vicario has come out and saved, but even you look at the save percentage, Onana has been conceding, but still he has a higher save percentage. So what does it show? It shows you that he might not be the right man, but he just needs to. The technical team, every team has to be having a technical team. How are you going to tell him to goal keep? Like in 1v1 situations, easy goals, because you have seen Onana is very hard. He can't save easy balls. He can save the hard ones. So you see easy goals conceded this season. Like you can see the ones against Galatasaray, whereby two of them he had a connect. He had even a touch of the ball. So you can say, you can even look at the Bayern sagas, whereby we can't even take ourselves back to the Champions League, because everyone, if you could watch Man U in the Champions League, if you're a fan, you'd give up right now.
Okay, and to add to this, Man United have conceded 21 goals and scored only 18 this season. That means they have a negative 3-goal difference. Do you think it is a problem with the attack, or it's the defense that is bad?
Any team to score goals, it is all about the team, because even we have seen goalkeepers contributing to assists, we have seen defenders, we have also seen midfielders and strikers themselves. But what roots in Manchester United is they have one of the best raw talents called Rasmus Højlund, the international. I think this youngster is very good, but he just doesn't have that clinical supply coming from the so-called Bruno Fernandes. And right now, Bruno Fernandes is also facing the problem of inconsistency. That Bruno Fernandes, at a bit of times, is doubtful. He's not motivative. He does not show that really. He's pushing the team. You can see it with teams of Arsenal. Arsenal has Martin Odegaard. You can see when these people are even if they are 1 goal down or 3 goals down, he still shows something that we are demanding something. So I think Manchester United, they should just, Bruno Fernandes, I can't rule him out of being a good leader. He's a leader. I see him on pitch, but I think at times he just needs a talk, and he tries to understand every player, because that's how you're going to build a relationship. Some players are going to tell you I'm left-footed, so I might need the ball maybe on my left foot. And Bruno Fernandes, one thing he has to always fight in his attack is to stop time wasting during attacks. You have seen people like Anthony becoming wasteful at times, holding the ball for almost 3 minutes in one place. That is a sort of a counter-attack the team can take and score goals. So I think Man United need to mostly emphasize, the technical team has to mostly emphasize on the midfield attacking system, then the forefront line. Thank you.
Do you think with the current lack of goals, I think the last goal for Man United in the league, in the Premier League at Old Trafford, was scored by currently exiled Jordan Sancho. Do you think Ten Hag should swallow his pride and bring back Sancho into the team?
By the way, the first thing I thought about Ten Hag is when he said an era has to end, everyone said maybe he's bringing in, as a philosopher says, any era has to come to an end. But if an era is to come to an end, the players we have found there, take time and understand how they have been playing, because it's due to impact whatever you want. But we have seen players like Pep. Pep got some wrangles with João Cancelo. They didn't make it out. But at last, I also had sagas about Kyle Walker, but they were settled because he knew I can't lose a starting lineup player again because I lost João Cancelo. We have seen João Cancelo Bayern. When Bayern went on to win the Bundesliga last season, he came to Barcelona, he has won some trophies as La Liga came by, he won that one. So I think any coach, you to sit with a player, give your guidelines, and also let the player understand you in his way that if I'm this and this, me I'm always late, I will need this time and this time. Because me, I think Jadon Sancho, also the friend Jadon Sancho in Dortmund, whoever has been supporting for a long time, Jadon Sancho, the collaboration with Erling Braut Haaland and Marco Reus, who is right now, I think, the oldest man at Borussia Dortmund. But as I think, Ten Hag should settle these things. These are some of the things that's organizing this team.
Okay, so Mr. Skizzy, before I let you go, my last question is, imagine you are Erik Ten Hag right now, and you have all your players available, the current Man United squad, and you are going to face Liverpool, which they actually face over the weekend. Give me only 11 players. Give me your starting 11 that you would choose if you were Ten Hag.
Right now, you can look of don't talk of the players in exile, because me, I'm sure I cannot send any player in exile who is at the highest paying wage earner. You can look at Jadon Sancho right now. He's almost in 340, 350. One of the most paid players in Manchester United. Look at the most experienced seniority, Rafael Varane. He has 3 Champions Leagues. So these are the players whereby at times Man has to rely on seniority. As we saw yesterday, Rafael Varane came up and stepped up in the place of Victor Lindelof, the so-called Victor Lindelof, where people thought it was going to be at least Luke Shaw. This man brought up the seniority that you saw. Man United kept the organization, they kept the mission that at least they have to avoid conceding. And I think they held on, because if all of you watched yesterday's match, if Man U could play like that all season, at least I can say that we might not score, but even the goal difference would be a bit better.
So get me an 11 starter. Who's your keeper?
Right now, my keeper against Nudi, I would still prefer Andre Onana.
The number 2?
Then my number 2, I would always put Wan-Bissaka, because according to the whites I see, Liverpool is the first wing and it's the first team and it operates on their wings. Any team which operates on their wingers, that means their wingers are extra, they have a quick feet, they are dribblers and they are very fast. So if you have Luis Diaz the other side, even if you don't have Luis Diaz, even if you're saying suppose like anyone, Liverpool team is I think the first or second in high pressing, that they are going to press you. If you have a weak defender, it's going to lose out and we are going to concede the way we conceded last season. So my number 2 is Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
The number 3?
Number 3, I would prefer Luke Shaw.
The number 4?
In number 4, I would prefer Rafael Varane could come in.
And the number 5?
In my number 5, I would say Victor Nelson Lindelof could come in to sit there. I would prefer the Victor Nelson Lindelof over the so-called Johnny Evans, because at times we have seen John Evans he just has a partnership with Maguire because they understand themselves. But Maguire can play with Lindelof because Lindelof is a sort of a sweeper. Then Maguire can do the man marking, which is good.
Then your number 6?
Number 6, that match is full of intensity. I would have thought of the youngster called Kobe Maino, but as per now, if I'm to look at over my experience, I would still bring on Amrabat.
Then your number 7?
My number 7, we are having problems, but obviously we have to take the on-form Alejandro Garnacho to step in and make something.
Then the number 8?
Number 8, I would say Bruno Fernandes. I can't push him to number 10, but I will push him to number 8 because I know Bruno Fernandes is a bit defensive and a bit offensive. So he can come back and defend in terms of any offensive times.
And your number 9?
My number 9 obviously will be Rasmus Højlund because I know there are errors behind the back line of Liverpool. So you can talk of the so-called Trent Arnold-Roy's moves, the injury of Robertson, so whereby they based on Simicas to promote, to bring out that win. So yeah, my number 9, I would prefer Rasmus Højlund. He's really a talented youngster.
And then your number 10?
Then my number 10. Then my number 10, I would prefer.
The number 10.
My number 10, I would come on and I look into my lineup, and at least I would try to push. If Marcus Rashford is available, I would like my Marcus Rashford to follow Rasmus Højlund. I have a reason as to why, because I think we have seen Rashford centrally, he becomes a threat, a bit of a threat. Unlike when Rashford is on the wing, teams are studying Rashford because Rashford does not have another technique. He's always that straightforward winger. He's going to come, dodge, and enter inside.
And then let's see your number 11.
My number 11, that match is very, very critical. I cannot bring on Pelistri. Pelistri can come in as my sub. But yeah, I can prefer Anthony. Anthony is a fighter and he saw it yesterday. Yeah, he can at least try to move something.
And then lastly. So your number 11 is going to be Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was Skizzy, the head of Man United fans and the most known Man United fan at Victoria University. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, what I can tell you is that follow and subscribe.